F1 1975 is back and we're once again at Silverstone, and funnily enough this is the fourth time that we are visiting this track in the classic F1 series, and the fourth different version of the track that we'll be using. The last two race results in this season were heavily influenced by reliability in Interlagos and tyre issues in the case of Kyalami, and today we might see another factor come into play shaking up the order: the weather. Right now, everything is still looking fine, but we might see a bit of heavy rain during the late stages of the race, as we always try to replicate the original weather of the events we're recreating. Might this help James Hunt and his Hesketh team, as we're competing today after their season went pretty abysmal so far despite the good pace that they've been showing? Can we help them achieve their first points finish in their home race here? Well, and this is how we will be going into today's race. Clay Regazzoni has achieved pole position in qualifying and starts in the front row alongside Emerson Fittipaldi. Then we have Niki Lauda and James Hunt sharing the second row, so ourselves starting from P4. Pretty promising position on the grid, but yeah, that has been the case for Hunt in the last races as well, but reliability in the end was the issue. Then we have Tom Pryce, Jochen Mass, Vittorio Brambilla, Jody Scheckter, Jackie Hicks, Patrick Depailler, Carlos Reutemann and Carlos Pace only in 11th and 12th, so poor qualifying for the Brabhams that have been pretty strong so far this season. And then we have Ronnie Peterson, Mark Donoghue, Jean-Pierre Jarier, Chris Amon, Dave Charlton, Graham Hill, Mario Andretti, Bob Evans, Eddie Kazan, Rolf Stommelen, Guy Tunmer, Wilson Fittipaldi, Arturo Mazzario, and Lala Lombardi starting from 26th and last. And here we are on the grid, awaiting the lights to go out, and we are on the way for the 1975 British Grand Prix, and it's not the best of starts. We're already dropped down to P5, just behind Tom Pryce in the shadow. Good start once again from the Welsh Brit, as we are now for the first time going through Maggots into Beckett's. Now that complex of corners is not as complex as it is nowadays. And now through Chapel on we go to the Hangar Straight, which still back in the day is probably the best spot on this track to make a move going towards Stowe Corner. This one also a thing already back in the day. Trying to hug the inside early on the throttle to try to get a good run on a Price, to try and overtake him into Club Corner. Doesn't work. We rather have to look in our mirrors, as there is Jochen Mass in his McLaren trying to make an impression on us. He does not do so though. So we're still stuck behind Tom Pryce. Oh, we're getting a good run through Chapel. Through Abbey, onto the Farm Straight, down the bridge and into Woodcote that had chicane installed just in 1975, and this is how we're going into lap 2. Emerson Fittipaldi has taken the lead. Niki Lauda in second, poor start from Regazzoni, a poor first lap from Regazzoni. He dropped down to third. Then it's us in fourth, and behind us are Tom Pryce and Jochen Mass. The top 6 will be scoring points, as it has always been so far this season, and well, will continue to be like that this season, as once again we're trying to get a good run through Chapel onto the Hangar Straight. That doesn't work for us. Yeah, on this very simplistic Silverstone layout back in the day, here you can really see this is actually an airport track, or well, it still is running on the roads that made that airfield, that World War II airfield, on which this track then was created. Only a few spots are quite similar to how it is nowadays, so Silverstone has seen lots of change through the years, as we're now trying to get involved into that battle for the race lead. Niki Lauda ahead of Woodcote has taken the lead. We had a little look, but well, that was a bit too risky for us to not cause a major crash into that chicane, but now we've lost a bit of ground to the top 3 here. So, yeah, we had to wait a bit for our next attack that we were able to try now, as Emerson Fittipaldi is back into the race lead, and the 2 Ferraris are going at each other. There's even a little bit of contact between Lauda and Regazzoni. Luckily, they both made it through unscathed, as we're now on the pit straight going into Cobb's corner. That is where the pit straight was back in the day ahead of Cobb's, and it continued to do so until 2010. Only in 2011 the pit straight was moved to where it is nowadays, which is after Club. Well, and now we're once again jockeying behind a little bit, as they're really at it throughout the race. They have been battling for the race lead, these 3. It is a pretty cloudy day here at Silverstone, and I've mentioned that we're expecting some rain, some heavy rain during the late stages of this race, but you can see a few drops here and there now and then already, but not in an intensity that would make things tricky for us, or that would require a tire change. And remember, as we are getting a good run here on Clay Regazzoni, who had a pretty dreadful exit out of Woodcote as he was battling with Emerson Fittipaldi, and we now move up to 3rd into the podium spots. Sorry for almost talking over that battle. As I was talking about the rain, well, wait a second, there is Regazzoni having a little look down our insides. Doesn't work for him. Well, not the greatest of exits here out of Beckett's. And that might provide Clay Regazzoni with an opportunity to make a move. We force him on the outside. There he goes. We're leaving him just enough room. Through Stowe we go. But we managed to hold on to 3rd. Oh, and it gets very close with the edge of the track there. Remember, the rear tires are a lot broader than the front, so even if things are looking fine at the front with in terms of space, the rear might still be touching the grass. It just did not there. Oh, and here we're getting always a fantastic run through Abbey. We're going flat out through there, and as it seems, the others in this fight for the lead here are not able to do that, as we have just finished another lap of that British Grand Prix on a very flowing and very fast Silverstone track. Yeah, and as I was saying, every now and then you can see a few drops coming down, but yeah, that won't be requiring anyone to make a tire change, so far at least. And of course, remember, pit stops took a lot longer in 1975 than they do nowadays, so you really had to very well think about whether you well, actually want to change those tires, or you rather don't. You've seen in Kyalami, as we were driving as Jody Scheckter, Clay Regazzoni has a little look once again round our outside. And yeah, as I was talking about it, last time as we raced at Jody Scheckter and Kyalami, we lost loads of time due to a pit stop that we had to make, because our tires were just being used up. This is now a good opportunity against Emerson Fittipaldi. Round the outside of the championship leader. And reigning champion, of course. Now we have the inside towards Woodcote, but he's later on the brakes. We didn't dare to go too late on the brakes, fearing we would crash into Niki Lauda. But we're getting a good run towards Cops. We have a little look, but we back out of it, and I think that is the better option for us. Oh, now, finally, a good run through maggots towards Beckett's. Not really a good spot to go side by side with someone through maggots. Not today. Certainly not back in the day. Poor exit. Out of Beckett's through Chapel side by side with Regazzoni. And Regazzoni with his V12 engine uses all the power that Ferrari offers him. But we are later on the brakes into Stowe. And can we hold on to third? Yes, we can. We're running him slightly out of road. And there was even a little bit of contact. We just managed to keep our car pointing in the right direction. But that was a bit of a hairy moment here for us. Oh, not a great run through Abbey either. Sorry, Club either. That is Abbey. Come on, it's not that many corners. But still I managed to mix them up somehow. And another lap gone. And now this is really a super exciting, fantastic battle we're having here. And Woodcote and Abbey, these are the two corners where we're really strong, as we are now having a little look down the inside of Niki Lauda, who has lost the race lead once again to Emerson Fittipaldi, while we were battling with Claire Regazzoni. So lots of change up and down the grid. At least here in the top 4. But this is where it counts, and this is where we probably have the best opportunity to make a move. But here, we somehow can't get a good exit out of Beckett's through Chapel and then a good run on the Hangar Straight. We just don't manage to do that. And we're always rather vulnerable into Stowe as we lock our tires there. Just managed to get it stopped in time. Oh, but now this might be an opportunity as Lauda towards Club tries to get alongside Fittipaldi. Doesn't work for the Austrian in his Ferrari. And now round the outside of Abbey. We are there, but now we're kind of blocked by Fittipaldi. Maybe we can even take the lead into Woodcote, but we're not confident into that corner. We're always backing out of it, and therefore we're still in third. Oh, and now not the greatest exit out of Woodcote either. And a lap later we tried once again. Oh, now we're getting a good run on Fittipaldi. Lauda back in the race lead. This is going back and forth. This is a super entertaining race here for the spectators. But we want to give them something to cheer. Can we help their home hero, James Hunt, to finally not only score the first points of the season as we almost lose our car through Beckett's, and now struggling on the power and very, very vulnerable indeed we are now to Claire Regazzoni. He is alongside us, I think. I can't see him in the mirrors. No, there he is. He's not even alongside. How did he manage to do that? Probably got blocked by us, but we are going very deep into Stowe. Just managed to keep it on the track. And that finally allowed Claire Regazzoni through. But this might be even our opportunity, as this is the part of the track where we are very strong. As the rain is decreasing in intensity once again, and through Abbey we'll move past the Ferrari of Regazzoni back into third. But now there is a huge gap to Lauda and Fittipaldi fighting for the lead. And we are continuing to watch that battle, as Fittipaldi is very close to Lauda once again, trying to find a way past the Austrian. In the background you can see us in the white car battling with the second Ferrari. Fittipaldi through Club has a little look, backs out of it, thinks better of it. And I think that is very well on him that he did that. Oh, what's going on? Oh, he's very slow. Out of Abbey. Emerson Fittipaldi has lost drive in his McLaren M23. Emerson Fittipaldi from P2 is now out of this race. We inherit second from Fittipaldi as we're still battling with Clay Regazzoni. This is how it stands right now. And very well done to the Brabhams. Remember, they were starting from 11th and 12th. Now they're running in 4th and 6th. And once again, Jackie Hicks with that old Lotus 72 is also back in the points. Now, the last couple of laps have been pretty lonely for Niki Lauda, who has been now leading this race quite easily, just as it was in Argentina. But now, there seems to be some black smoke coming out of that Ferrari. And indeed, he's peeling into the pit lane. Niki Lauda from the lead with some black smoke coming out of his engine. Drops into the pit lane and oh, there's more smoke now. There's more smoke and now he might not even make it to his pit box. Niki Lauda retires from the race leads. And this means we're now in the race leads. And the rain is back. The clouds are thicker right now as we just lapped Arturo Mazzario in the Frank Williams march. Lap 23, and these are the standings right now. We managed, through some dry and solid running, to get a gap between ourselves and Clay Regazzoni in seconds. But now things might get interesting because the rain is back, and I think it's hard to see for you here on the screen, but I can definitely tell you, I saw it in VR, the rain is definitely there, and it is heavier than it was the first time out. Kinda, yeah, a quarter into this race, when it was just a light drizzle that we managed to negotiate. And now, yeah, maybe here through Stowe you might be able to see there is a slight film of water already building. Here it still looks okay. Yeah, I think you can see the rain every now and then. It's hard to tell, but there is rain, and it is heavier rain than it is before, and the rain has been increasing over the last 1 or 2 laps. It started as a light drizzle, and yeah, here you can really see it. You can see the reflection of the bridge on the track, and that definitely tells us we should be coming in for a pit stop, change to some wet tires. Here you can see it where no car is driving, there really is already patches of water. You can really see the reflections. Clay Regazzoni stayed out. Clay Regazzoni in the Ferrari stayed out. So now different strategies at play here for P1 and P2, as we are now, well, probably stuck for about half a minute in the pit lane, but it will be worth it. Just cut away as we see, yeah, well, everyone else except for Clay Regazzoni and Jody Scheckter, unfortunately. He stayed out as well. It was a gamble, but we can already see, just coming out of the pit lane, it definitely was the wrong decision these two went for. So, they are definitely out of contention for the race win now. This has just happened during that half minute, bit more maybe, that we were in the pit lane, and the track is absolutely soakingly wet. It is a heavy storm. This is probably also why you can't really see the rain, because, well, it is almost falling sideways due to the strong winds that we now have already. So the conditions are absolutely terrible. You might not see it because we also don't have any car running ahead of us, as we're still leading this race, of course, and we have increased the gap to Regazzoni, who, well, still needs to make it into the pit lane. But yeah, you can see maybe on how I'm steering, it is really terrible to put the power down, and it's just getting more and more rain. We can just hope that these rain monsoon tires are able to, well, get the water out of the way to kind of form a drier line than everything else that is super soaked here. Through Woodcote we go. Oh, that was a close encounter, and that is some weird alien encounter we had there. Luckily, it's gone now. Sorry for that. I don't know what the hell that was. Now through cops. Oh, and now we're sliding. We're just sliding on. Oh, this is terrible. Into the catch fences. Oh, no. We just managed to keep it out of the solid walls. And, well, that has cost us all of our gap to Carlos Parcher, who is running in second. What a performance by the Brabhams. They're now running in second and fourth. And Carlos Parcher has a little look towards Beckett's to try and move past ourselves. Oh, as we're drifting, sliding, swimming around that corner. These conditions are absolutely terrible. No wonder they actually stopped that race when the rain came back in the day, 1974, but we will push through it as Carlos Parcher on Hanger Straight moves past, and now you can really see with the spray how wet it is. Oh, we have a little look there. It's not over entirely. Stowe corner, we're getting a better exit than Parcher. Oh, struggling to get the power down. Parcher does a little better than us. Now towards Club we go. Oh, Parcher drifts a little wide. We have the opportunity down the inside. We move past Parcher again, but once again, applying the throttle is not our strength right now. We're struggling a lot more than the Brazilian in his Brabham, and he takes the lead now. If he wins, he would become the 4th race winner in 4 races in a super competitive 1975 season. What a shame for Niki Lauda, what a shame for Claire Regazzoni, but you know, Ferrari getting the strategies wrong since 1975 at least. He has to suffer from the classic Ferrari illness that is strategy. Oh no, running wide through cops once again. She'd rather look at my own driving than giving Ferrari some flag for their strategic calls. Now we're dropping down to 5th even. Iggs made it past. Reutemann made it past. Depailler just made it past. We were trying to catch back up to Depailler here, with just a few laps to go, as the track is still getting wetter and wetter, but Depailler is not too far away from us. We're still in the points, but now we're getting sideways through Club on a big patch of water. We just slide on. Nothing we could do once we left the ideal racing line. Into the wall, we crash heavily, and unfortunately, that is the 3rd consecutive retirement for James Hunt. This time, not due to reliability, but to losing it under the rainy conditions. So this is now the final lap of this race. For the final time, Carlos Parcher goes through Woodcote. Carlos Reutemann, his teammate, made it past Jack Hicks as well. So Carlos Parcher comes home to win the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Congratulations to the Brazilian. And here are our point scorers for today. Carlos Parcher wins out of Carlos Reutemann. Jack Hicks completes the podium. Another strong showing for Lotus here in their home race. Patrick Depailler finally scores the first points for Tyrrell. Clay Regazzoni managed to still get home in 5th despite stopping too late for the wet tires. Jochen Mass then finishes safe to claim the final point for McLaren. And this is how the Drivers' Championship looks like after 4 rounds of our 1975 mini-season. Carlos Parcher has taken the lead of the championship with that result today, ahead of Emerson Fittipaldi, who just still is in second, just 2 points behind his compatriot. Then we have Regazzoni in 3rd. Reutemann moves up to 4th. Lauda just in 5th. Unfortunate race here today for him. Jack Hicks then moves up to 6th, and then we have Andretti, Depailler, Jarier and Peterson. So these are the top 10 of the Drivers' Championship. And let's also look at the Constructors' Championship. Brabham have taken the lead ahead of Ferrari and McLaren. These 3 quite close together. Then it's a bigger gap to Lotus in 4th, Parnelli in 5th, thanks to a chaotic Brazilian Grand Prix. And then we have Tyrrell, Shadow, Penske and Embassy Hill, the only teams that have scored points. Williams, Hesketh and all the others still waiting for their first points finished. And that has been it for the 1975 British Grand Prix. I hope you did enjoy this video. The next race will be the 1975 German Grand Prix at the old Nürburgring Nordschleife. This is one I am kind of looking forward to, but also kind of not looking forward to. And to celebrate that race, the next 3 weeks on this channel will be dedicated to the Nürburgring and the Nordschleife. I have planned some specials, trying out some new stuff on this channel, so really looking forward to those next weeks. Give me some feedback there, and of course subscribe to not miss anything. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video, and well, I hope to see you all the next time. Until then, goodbye.